What's going on? Welcome back to Real Sports Talk. It's your boy, Run It Up, Rue, and we talking Dallas Cowboys mock draft. Now I know it's early, but we in draft mode. We got nothing else to talk about, so let's get an early see on who might be around at that 12th overall pick for the Dallas Cowboys to pick. Are we going for BPA, best player available, or are we going for position in need? There's some things to discuss. So I said, why not get into it early? Let's go. Now, when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys and this 12th overall pick, before I get into the mock draft, I do feel like there's some certain things we need to discuss so we're on the same page with each other when we're going down and we're looking at these players, right? So for me, when it comes to the 12th overall pick, I'm normally a BPA guy, a best player available guy. I like for the board to be able to talk for itself and show us who's actually out there. Worth a damn to take. So one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to reach for a pick. I'm not going to reach for a guy just because he may have a big name. But at the same time, I'm gonna use some kind of equation in my head to, best player available, position of need. Hopefully the board falls together that way for us, where both are combined. You don't feel like you're missing out on somebody that will um fill a hole in your team versus somebody who's just going to, you know, explode off the scene soon as they get to Dallas. And, kind of like a CD Lamb. We didn't think CD Lamb would fall to us at the 17th overall pick. Um, but I do think there'll be some people at the 12th overall pick for us to pick this year that will fill both needs, best player available and also position of need. So, with that being said, there's no trades. We're not doing trades today, right? We're not doing trades today. Um, we're going to strictly just see what how the board falls for us, and we're going to go from there. All right. So, let's get into it. All right. So, I'm gonna click Dallas here. We're doing 5 rounds. We're doing 5 rounds. I'm gonna leave it on fast just because it'll get to us quicker. All right, so you got the Tennessee Titans overall first overall pick. Doesn't look like they traded out of it. Now we're not doing any trades. You got Cincinnati here offering us the 17th and the 49th overall pick for our 12th and 150th pick. If we were doing trades, this would be a trade I would consider depending on who's left on the board. We haven't looked at that yet, but we're not doing trades. Let's just see what the other offer is. Is Pittsburgh? They're offering the 21st and 52nd pick for our 12th and 250th pick. I probably would not consider that. So just go ahead and reject those two offers. Let's look at see who went before us, right? So number one, Shador Sanders. That's interesting because I have Cam Ward over Shador Sanders, um, just off a mobility and how he can affect the game. I think Shador Sanders is a uh, pocket quarterback. I do think he'll get out and run, but at the same time, I think that I think Cam Ward would be my pick, but they picked Shador Sanders. Number two is Abdul Carter to the Cleveland Browns to pair up with Miles Garrett. I think that's an awesome pickup for them. It's a confusing pick because Cam Ward is still left on the board. They are a quarterback needy team. Uh, so this pick right here, I think, may be to keep Miles happy in house and not looking to seek a trade. I think giving him somebody to pair up with on that defensive line will do wonders for Miles Garrett. It'll free him up. He's usually facing double team after double team. So Abdul Carter going number 2 to the Cleveland Browns. Although I would not have made that choice, I can understand why they're making that choice. So number 3, Travis Hunter goes to New York Giants, also another quarterback needy team. Um, to be honest, I don't like this pick here, although I think Travis Hunter is a first round talent. Um, they need a quarterback, and it's time to stop playing games. I guess with them taking Travis Hunter, they'll be in the market for one of these veteran quarterbacks. But what can you do? I'm happy with that pick actually for them because at least we won't be the 4th team in the division next season. Ted McMillan goes to the New England Patriots out of Arizona. Big body wide receiver, likes to jump and go after that ball. So they already have their quarterback in Drake May. So I think Ted McMillan to the New England Patriots makes sense, especially when you're trying to bring some life into that organization, some excitement. So number 5, Jacksonville Jaguars. They take Mason Graham. Now, for me, the first domino has fallen. Mason Graham, defensive tackle out of Michigan. He's one of those guys, definitely a first round talent. Um, if you look at what Carter's doing over there in Philly, Dexter Lawrence is doing out there with the Giants. This division has one of those guys at the defensive tackle spot. He's a guy that could have came in and played 1 tech or 3 tech for the Dallas Cowboys. This is a big pickup for the Jacksonville Jaguars at number 5, defensive tackle Mason Graham. So number 6 right here, another quarterback needy team in the Las Vegas Raiders, excuse me. They take Malachi Stark, safety out of Georgia. I haven't did a lot tape. I haven't looked at any tape on Malachi just from a few games of Georgia that I've watched. He's one of those guys as well, maybe a Kyle Hamilton with a little seasoning after a season or two. I think he'll really do big things in the NFL. Rangy, can play sideline to sideline. He has good instincts when it comes to, getting to the ball, intercepting the ball. So Malachi Starks to the Las Vegas Raiders right there, I think it's a good pickup for them. They got some holes out there as well. Uh, Cam Ward finally off the board to the New York Jets. Aaron Glenn, his first pick out there as head coach for the New York Jets. Cam Ward, quarterback, Miami. Like I said, I think he should have went number 1 just off mobility alone and how I feel like the league is going. I could have seen him going a lot earlier than 7. Okay. Moving on, number 8, the Carolina Panthers, Mikael Williams. They out of Georgia, edge out of Georgia. Once again, didn't see a lot of Mikael Williams. A couple times that I watched Georgia, seen him make a couple splash plays. That defensive line out there for Carolina is pretty good. So Mikael Williams would be a welcome addition out there. I could see them actually going a wide receiver there. But for now, this draft has them taking Mikael Williams. Number 9, another domino has fallen for me. Ashton Genty, running back, Boise State. Now they're pairing him with uh Karma. What? Oh my God, I'm forgetting guy's name. The running back out there, Kamara, Alvin Kamara. Now they got an Ashton Genty, double A running back out there. So they got juice. That's a good pickup for the New Orleans Saints. Like I said, another domino has fallen for me. James Pierce goes number 10 to the Chicago Bears. First pick for Brian Johnson, his new tenure out there as head coach for the Chicago Bears. He takes linebacker edge, James Pierce Jr. out of Tennessee. Number 11, Hate these guys. San Francisco 49ers. Siobhan Ravel, I can see them actually taking this guy. All the mock drafts that I've done off camera, I've seen them taking this guy. To me, he just screams 49ers. They like to keep that secondary pretty fresh out there. Well, that brings us to the Dallas Cowboys. Now, let's remember our needs here. Team needs running back, defensive tackle, wide receiver, cornerback, linebacker. Our next pick is the 44th pick. Let's see some of these options we have. Cornerback, Michigan, Will Johnson. He has size, skill, instincts of a shutdown NFL corner at 6'2", 202 pounds. He combines elite physical tools with competitiveness, patience, and a high football IQ. Despite injuries shortening his 2024 season, his talent remains undeniable, keeping him firmly in the top 10 draft conversation. Nick Scorin, we can go ahead and pass him. Not interested in any of the Texas A&M guys at all. Kelvin Banks Jr., this is a domino for us. I think I can see a world where Dallas is like, hey, Zach Martin may be retiring. We haven't been getting the best out of this offensive line going on for like 2 years. Could we do a plug and play here? Could we move some pieces around on that offensive line? Kelvin Banks Jr., tackle out of Texas. Now, the NFL is projecting him more as a guard, so could we fit him in right guard to take the place of Zach Martin? That's interesting. Luther Burden, wide receiver out of Missouri. This guy is a yak guy. He's going to catch the ball and he's going to make you pay if you're not a short tackler. Emeka Ibuka. Now, out of these two guys, Luther Burden and Emeka Ibuka, a lot of people are on the Luther train. But I've only seen Luther. Luther has only had these numbers in this level of production since last season, right? Now it could have a lot to do with the quarterbacks out there in Missouri and not having the greatest quarterbacks out there. But he only has really one season of good production. Now, Emeka Ibuka, he has been lighting it up since he's gotten the league. He's a steady, consistent hands. He catches with his hands. He's a great route runner. And he's also a yak guy. He can get those yards after contact and keep the ball moving. Him paired with either one of these guys paired with CeeDee Lamb is a matchup nightmare for defenses. Interchangeable out of the slot. Emeka Ibuka reminds me a lot of CeeDee Lamb. Not as flashy, not as showy. I think CeeDee Lamb is a little bit more electrifying than Ibuka, but as a secondary wide receiver, which I believe he will suit best in the NFL as a secondary wide receiver, which we need. Emeka Ibuka is definitely a chip that I could see myself running to that podium for to turn that pick in. Will Campbell, also tackle. Now, I projected to stay a tackle in the NFL. This is also a pick where Dallas could see themselves going. Will Campbell has been a dominant force at left tackle since his freshman season, showcasing power in the run game, reliability in the pass protection. He's explosive off the ball with strong hands and athleticism to handle quick edge rushes. His tape speaks for itself. Don't let arm length concerns overshadow his elite skill set. Okay. We won't. Now, there's some other guys here. I think that we could be looking at the Jalen Walker of Georgia. Walker is set to surpass expectations in the 2025 NFL Draft. A versatile defender under Kirby Smart, Walker has played both as an edge rusher and off-ball linebacker. Um, his explosive movement, exceptional bend, and technical skills, like strong hand placement and polished pass rushing moves, make him a standout prospect. We could definitely use that. I know we have some injuries, Overshown being hurt. Um, Opens up a spot for somebody to take. I'm not sure if we're bringing Kendricks back. Um, so we have some holes there to fill. So I could see, and I think he plays edge too. I don't think he does play edge as well in the NFL. It depends on how this defense looks with this new coordinator here. If we would have him with his hands in the dirt or up at linebacker. But Jalen Walker is also somebody I would heavily be considering here. Now let's just turn in a pick here. If I'm picking, and I know some guys are screaming Will Johnson, Will Johnson. Um, Diggs may not be back this season. Diggs may not be the same Diggs if he does come back this season. So we have holes to fill at cornerback. So I can see Will Johnson being taken here. But I think this offense, this team needs a shot in the arm. It needs life. And I think if we're talking that, for me, the sure pick is Emeka Ibuka out of Luther Burden because, like I said, he only has 1 year of real production, whereas Emeka has a few years of that. And he's playing in the SEC. Missouri, I believe, is in the SEC. So, but still, um, the proof is in the pudding there with Emeka. He's been doing this. He's been balling. So for me, I'm turning that pick in. I'm going to get Emeka Ibuka, wide receiver, Ohio State. All right. So Dallas is back here with the 44th overall pick. Once again, we're not doing trades, but Las Vegas is offering us the 68th, the 73rd, and the 2026 fourth round pick. Okay. We're not accepting that. Excuse my dog. She barks anytime anybody knocks at the door. It's not even our door. Okay, so we're also rejecting this pick from Minnesota. They're offering us the 97th pick, 2026 second round and third round pick for our 44th pick and our 2026 New York Giants seventh round pick. We're rejecting that as well. All right, so here we go now. Okay, so our needs now, we picked the wide receiver. So our needs remain running back, defensive tackle, cornerback, and linebacker. Okay. For me, I'm starting to worry about defensive tackle being wiped out. So I want to look at that defensive tackle room. And okay, for me, after Walter Nolan, it dies. Deion Walker was just taken ahead of us by San Francisco 49ers. And I wanted Deion Walker. Kind of lazy, seen some tape on the guy, kind of lazy, but when he turns it on, he turns it on. But Walter Nolan here is a high upside talent and he flashes dominance, but struggles with consistency. You could say the same about Deion Walker. At his best, though, he is disruptive force, overwhelming quarterbacks and ball carriers. However, he can also disappear for stretches. Same could be said about Deion Walker. Seemingly reacting a step too slow. His effort isn't the issue. It's about refining his instincts and processing. If a team can unlock his potential, Nolan could be a steal in the draft. For me, I got to compare Walter Nolan with who else is left on this board here. Tight end is also a position of need for us. Depending on what we do with Jake Ferguson, Colston Loveland could be a pick. Knowing Dallas, Anybody could be picked at round two. If we can go get Schoonmaker from Michigan in round two, we could get Colston Loveland. Uh, isn't a traditional tight end, but he thrives at versatile receiving threat. Okay. I'm not interested. Omarion Hampton, running back, North Carolina. I'm very interested. Omarion Hampton has been a bright spot in a tough season for the Tar Heels. He's caught 20 plus passes out of the backfield in consecutive years while rushing for 1,500 yards last season. He's on pace to do it again. I believe he did finish the season with over 1,500 yards. I'm definitely intrigued by Omarion Hampton. Definitely intrigued. They got Trey Harris, wide receiver out of Ole Miss. I definitely like Trey Harris, but we've already picked a wide receiver, so I'm not going wide receiver here. We could go offensive tackle. We could go a couple of places with this pick. Let me look at OT real quick. I'm not seeing anybody that I'll pick over a running back. Omarion Hampton. I also really like Caleb Johnson and Quishon Judkins. Also, Trayvon Henderson would be a good pickup. Running backs is still pretty healthy right now. I also like Kyle Monangai. People are sleeping on him. He's out of Rutgers. Shout out to him. Shout out to Jersey as a whole. Let's see these linebackers. Barrett Carter, cornerback. Let me see. Maxwell Harrison. Harrison boosts exceptional marrying skills, making him a natural in coverage while he thrives in a reactive role. Refining his mental game will be a key to unlocking his full potential. If he sharpens his instincts, he has the tools to become one of the game's toughest cover corners. Now, that right there, that description, I love. If just refining his mental game is all it takes to turn this guy into a stud, I like that. What scares me, first of all, is Kentucky. Um, we have troubled history picking cornerbacks out of Kentucky. He's 5'11. He's a little shorter, 179. He's a little light. A couple of things concern me with that. But they use the words exceptional describing his mirroring skills. So that's definitely interesting. Like I said, Trayvon Diggs might not make it this season. He might make it back. And if he does, we want to bring him back slowly. I'm not sure how the new coaching regime is going to feel about casing uh, Carson. Uh, I'm sorry, whatever his name is, our rookie from last season. I'm not sure how they're going to feel about that guy. If he's going to be ready to step, if he'll take that next step up. I'm not sure. Denzel Burke is interesting to me. 6'1", 190 pounds. Consistency has been a challenge for this guy, but he has natural athleticism and ability to recover quickly. Stands out about him. When playing with confidence, he can be a lockdown defender. Improving his deep coverage and maintaining focus throughout games will be key to unlocking his full potential at the next level. There are a couple of cornerbacks that I'm still interested here, so it's not we could get wiped out by the time we bounce back. Our next pick is the 76th pick, cornerback. I'm gonna have to bounce back the cornerback to see if I'm willing to take that. Okay, so for me right now, it's looking running back or cornerback, running back or cornerback, running back or cornerback or defensive tackle Walter Nolan. For me, defensive tackle drops tremendously after Walter Nolan. I'm gonna have to turn that in. I'm running to the podium with Walter Nolan, and we're gonna get him right. We're gonna get him right. We're not doing trades, but Arizona is offering to move up 2 spots by trading our 76 pick with their 78th pick and giving us 168. So we don't have to wait all the way to 250. If that if I was doing trades, I might consider that, seeing how we do own the 170 and 172 pick. So that will ultimately give us like maybe almost three picks pretty much back to back. But no trades. So I'm rejecting that. Las Vegas is actually offering us something very stupid. We're not interested. Okay, so we picked up a defensive tackle, right? All right, so cool. So I'm about to move a little faster here. Omarion Hampton. Omarion Hampton. Well, I've already went over him. He's a stud of a guy. Let me see. Tight end. Gunnar Helm, Texas. Tackle. Offensive guard. Okay. Okay. We're still looking good at OT and OG. There's a couple of guys on there that I think we could work with for sure if we got them in the building. All right. Okay. Let me look at my picks real quick. So we got Emeka Ibuka and Walter Nolan. All right, cool. I'm going on Marion Hampton. I'm running to the podium for that pick. We need a running back in the building. Pair him with Rico, or I'm not against double downing on running back in this draft at all. Not against it. All right. Now I do want to look heavily at that cornerback position because I just don't want it to get away from us. All right. Jamari Harris. Is there anything on this guy? No. All right. Justin Wally, nothing. No. 5'11 though. And Jamari was 6 foot. Okay. Okay. Nothing. All right. Let me look at that linebacker real quick. Munden from Georgia. 6'2, 229. Edge. Johnny Walker out of Missouri is very interesting to me. 6'3, 246. He's a sack getter. I'm definitely interested in Johnny Walker here. I'm not going to go back to back with a running back right now, but I may pick a running back again. Okay. Yep. I'm running to the bank with it. I'm going to pick Jamari Harris, cornerback out of Iowa, with the 150th pick. Okay. All right. So we got a wide receiver, a defensive tackle, a running back, a cornerback. Okay. Now, are we going OT before it's too late? Are we going OG, offensive guard, before it's too late? I think it's time to add one of these guys. Austin Barber, OT out of Florida. 6'6", 315. I wonder how he moves. Wonder about his flexibility. Interesting. Brandon Crenshaw Dixon, offensive tackle. I wonder if that's left and right. I wonder if Dixon plays right tackle. We could use one of those as well. Still sucks. Height 6'7", weight 313. Okay. Offensive guard, Xavier Truce, 6'7", 310. I need a mauler. I need a guy who's going to move people. 6'3", 300 pounds. This was 6'7", 310. I'm going Xavier Truce. Let's go. All right. So we got our offensive guard here. We got our cornerback. We got our wide receiver. We got our running back. We got our defensive tackle. We got our cornerback. Are we going edge here? Trey Moore, RJ Oben, 6'3", 255. We're going safety. we could draft Shiloh Sanders here. Shiloh Sanders is a Colorado safety looking to carve his own path to the 2025 NFL draft. While he's shown strong instincts and ball skills, he lacks elite athleticism and size to be an early selection. At 6 foot, 195 pounds, he'll need to improve his versatility, particularly on special teams, to secure an NFL opportunity, which he will not find like his father with the Dallas Cowboys. Now, Ryan Lane, safety, Navy. Navy had an ill squad this year. They definitely did. And I am definitely interested in that pick right there. Ryan Lane. I'm definitely interested in Ryan Lane. Couldn't tell you why. Couldn't tell you why. Ja Joyner out of Minnesota. Listen, this is an early mock draft here. Okay. So I'm not going to go too deep in the woods with it. I think we're going to draft a linebacker right now. Which one? 6'1", 227, 6'2", 242. I wonder how what defensive coordinator, whichever defensive coordinator we end up with, I wonder what kind of linebackers are they actually looking for? Are we looking back for an old school traditional linebacker? Big guy. Jamin Dumas Johnson is an underrated linebacker whose skill set should translate well to the NFL despite a likely day 3 selection in the 2025 draft. The Kentucky defender combines explosive short area movement, linear speed, and sharp pursuit angles in coverage with impressive play strength and physicality against the run. His natural instincts and ability to navigate blockers make him a promising prospect at the next level. You know what? We're running with that pick. We're running with it. We're running with it. You tell me in the comment section if y'all liking this draft. Be honest with me. We're going to always keep it real. All right, let's see what the board says. Let's see what the board says. And that top is running backs. Okay, Raheem Sanders, South Carolina, 6 foot, 224. Brad Shard Smith, SMU, 5'9", 195. I'm going to take a look at the running backs real quick. Did my Monungai go? He go. Dylan Sampson. Here we go. We run into the board with this. 5'11", 201. The 2025 NFL draft boasts an impressive class of running backs, and Dylan Sampson stands out among them. The Volunteer Star dominated the SEC in 2024, leading the conference with 1,485 rushing yards and 22 touchdowns, all while displaying exceptional explosiveness and elite vision. We are running to the podium with this pick. Dylan Sampson, welcome to the Dallas Cowboys. Well, that wraps up the draft right there. Just to go over it, we drafted Emeka Ibuka with our 12th overall pick. We went Walter Nolan to shore up that defensive tackle position with the 44th pick. We came back to the offense with Omarion Hampton as our running back with the 76th pick. Jamari Harris, cornerback out of Iowa with the 150th pick. Xavier Truce, guard, Georgia with our 170th pick. And Jamon Johnson, linebacker, Kentucky with the 172nd pick. And with the 174th pick, we drafted Dylan Sampson, running back, Tennessee, which I feel would be an absolute steal if that was to happen. But y'all let me know. Are y'all fucking with that draft? Best player available or position in need? Y'all let me know how y'all feeling about it. But as always, it's been real. It's your boy. Run it up. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We still on the hunt for 100 subscriptions. And with that being said, we out of here.